Have the right stream key? There we go. Excellent connection. Okay. Should be good. Okay.
Oh shit.
Get the holiday gifts.
Muted and double muted.
SHIRO Saturn, SHIRO!
Yeah. Hello, everybody. Happy
Welcome
Friday.
to the SHIRO
Welcome to
show,
the
everybody.
Show with audio
Hello,
issues.
how's it going?
Actually, I don't know.
I've
what is
replaced
going
my
on.
arm with a wooden arm back scratcher.
Yeah.
Happy Friday the 13th, where we've gone
SHIRO Saturn, SHIRO! Welcome to the SHIRO show, the podcast with no false starts whatsoever.
No,
We are better
never.
than the Beatles, no false starts, and I am the man that has replaced my hand with a wooden hand because my hand,
What are you
my
gonna do
right
with
hand,
that?
my other hand's fine.
like
my
a peg hand. You're a pirate now.
hand is pan for sure. I'm gonna hit you with this now. Take this.
No, don't hit me. Stop
Take
it.
that. Die,
it.
Daniel.
No.
Die.
Ah.
Die.
Lost my hat.
Good.
My Santa hat. Rich,
I'll
where's your
be-
Santa hat, Dave?
I will be crowned the beater of ass.
Wow.
I am.
amazing.
I'm Scrooge today.
You must be.
He's Saturn Dave.
Only-
He's Santa Dave.
Yeah, I not only did things not work out for you with the stream, but you also didn't bring
What
your
are you
Santa
talking about,
hat.
Dan? There was
Oh,
no
that's
false
okay.
starts. Hit
Oh,
bad
right.
Daniel.
I
Bad
tried.
Daniel.
tried.
Oh, my hands.
I got-
showing bad
I
Daniel.
got
I know
here
you did.
first, and I'm like, nobody's here. I think I have to run the stream today, and my my whole OBS was just not ready to go for that.
No, it wasn't happy today. Well, it's Friday
No.
the 13th, so that must be
Yeah.
cursing the show today.
Hey, that's a good
Anyway,
point.
hi everybody. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening on the podcast. We
Thank
appreciate
you very
here
much.
through the late start. So We've got some cool Saturn stuff to talk about, some sort of not so Saturn but still fun Sega stuff to talk about in Virtua Fighter. That was a pretty crazy little presentation last night.
No Half-Life 3? Come on.
No
Half-Life 3, no deal.
There will never be a Half-Life 3.
Never. It was
Fortress
ruined.
3.
No Team Fortress 3. I don't need Hat Fortress. Half-Life 2 or 3. Team Fortress 3.
No Bug 3 either,
thank you.
Wienerbob said.
No, thank you.
Oh, hey, speaking of chat, thank you, Wienerbob, for the $1.99. He says, budget or buttery, 12+ piece drum kits. That sounds pretty buttery to me. I don't know.
As in like the food drum kits, or like the drum kits that you get for drumsticks, like actually
about
playing
like a
drums.
bucket of KFC or like
yeah, no, that's why I'm confused.
A kit.
You don't really call KFC a kit though, so.
No, you don't. I'm just giving him a hard time. But I mean, who knows? I would say if it's a 12-piece kit, it's not really budget, is it? It's definitely
that's expensive in this economy. That's expensive.
Yeah. Especially if it's like a DW or a Sonar or I don't know.
Get some Popeyes. Actually, what are you guys' favorite chicken brands? I actually have a surprise one that's not Popeyes. We'll go left to right. Dave, what's your favorite chicken brand? Chicken restaurant.
Homemade. I don't know.
That doesn't count.
I do not get. I like barbecue joints like home. You know, like. I like barbecue joints that do fried chicken and stuff, but oh, okay, I'll say Cane's, I guess. That's like chicken fingers, I guess.
Okay,
they're really
Cane's
expensive.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Cane's.
Expensive.
I ever tell you when I went to a Raising Cane's and I burst out into hives?
No.
No,
you didn't.
Well, I was at an airport and there was only Raising Cane's to eat. So I walked in, all of a sudden I started getting itchy all over my body. I'm like, what is going on? And I ran out immediately.
That's probably a good decision.
I think Chick-fil-A tastes good, but it always feels like you don't get enough for what you pay. Like it's just, yeah, it's really not. It's like it's not that great of a value. I wouldn't say that it's like expensive per se, but you pay like $10 and you get a tiny little sandwich.
It's the Five Guys of chicken places.
Oh God, definitely. Five Guys on another tier of awful. But
anyway,
what about you,
Dan?
Dan?
Five Guys fan.
I don't really get fried chicken. Like I don't really go to fried chicken places. I've really only gone to KFC, so that would have to be my top one. I've never gotten myself Popeyes, although it was my friend I had a friend in college who loved Popeyes, and so for his birthday, another friend and I drove to the nearest one half an hour away to surprise him with Popeyes. We brought it back to him, and he was pretty excited about that. It smelled weird in there though. I kind of didn't want to get my own Popeyes because it smelled strange. It didn't smell good. I don't know.
Popeyes is like a layer of grease on it. It's
really
it's okay.
See,
their sandwiches are decent, but like I've been getting acid reflux the last couple times I've been there, so I kind of been skipping them.
Unpleasant.
Yeah, last time I went to Popeyes, it was just regret. I had a coupon though, that's why I went, and then I was just like, yeah, I'm not coming here again. So maybe it's fallen off or something like that. By the way, Prince Will 1990 put in all caps, I hate Shinobi Legions. I'm just curious why. I'm curious why, because granted, it's not, Shinobi 3 or anything, but it's pretty good. Like, I love Shinobi Legions.
I mean, even I that's on the page of I don't like the live action stuff will actually have to disagree and say I actually did like Shinobi Legions quite a bit. I mean,
and it's like that B-movie kind of like camp, the B-movie camp that is kind of so bad it's good. I think that it's good. I like that part about it, but also like the gameplay is really, really good. I just recommend that folks don't play Shinobi X on a 60 hertz system because it runs really fast and it's a lot harder. I love the soundtrack by Richard Jakes, but yeah, it's harder to play.
There's gonna be a mod for that somewhere.
I'm sure it's better just playing it.
We need Derek to get on that because Derek did release a soundtrack swap this week, which we can talk about a little later. Maybe he'll do that for Shinobi too. That would be pretty neat.
Yeah, but in terms of fried chicken for me, I think my favorite's probably Jollibee's. I like Jollibee's a lot.
I've never heard of that place.
It's a Filipino restaurant chain. If you're in the Philippines, you probably know Jollibee's pretty well. Any Jolly fans out here? Any B fans? Hit the thumbs up in the chat. They're really good. They actually have spaghetti too, so you can have spaghetti and chicken.
Nice.
Just on the topic of Saturn, since we're a Saturn
Shadow
podcast,
Mask Hayden.
The analog gamer says there is a patch for Shinobi X.
Oh, there is.
Ooh, Baba Booey.
Cool. Is that on?
I don't know why I don't know that. Obviously, I haven't attempted to play it correctly, but yeah. So apparently there is to play correctly at 60 hertz. So that's good. Tell us where we can find that, because I don't think there's a link to that on the SHIRO website. Is there? Is there? Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Private Eye is really
Private Eye. You won't
I'm gonna see if it's on here. Shinobi.
Watching your every move. Private Eye.
Well, there's a Shinobi X French patch.
Yeah.
And in
the debug mode.
Yeah. So there are French patches here, but there aren't the 60 hertz patch. So I don't know.
There's a Spanish patch.
Yeah. So he says he has it on his satiator though. So I'm gonna need to hit you up for that, because I do really like the European soundtrack. It's I like the original one too, but anyway, sorry Pat, I know you wanted to talk about chicken.
That was it.
Yeah.
I just want to say Jollibees is good.
Jollibees, I've never been there.
It's pretty good.
In there, apparently.
There's a couple of them popping up in California and Arizona, so they have one right a couple, like maybe 20 minutes from my house. It's a little bit on the far side, but it's still really good. I like it. All my friends were like freaking about it because they're big Gundam fans, and they're all a lot of them are from the Philippines, so they all like know about that. So
after that whole debacle with us getting started and everything, we have 31 people here. I don't know who we lost, but we have 31 people with us. Wiener Bob, Eric, Paul Bort, Analog Black Sheep. We got Captain Hodden. We got Gaming for Boring Grownups. I think that's Trevor with a new name. Albert, AM25. Prince Will, 1990, who hates Shinobi Legions. We got, let's see, who else is here? Neil Henderson, Shadow Mask, William Anderson, I think I said already. And Warthog. We got Frog Bowl. Hey, Froggy, what's up? Raimi, Super Ray, and Tales of Saturn. Paul Bort is here as well.
Yeah, Analog Gamer, send that to me send it to us on Discord. Just add us.
It looks like the 60 hertz hack for Shinobi X is on romhacking.net.
Oh, okay.
Cool. Okay, yeah. Just hit us with the link.
I did not know that. Now I know.
No, you said Prince Williams. Who's Prince Williams?
We're Saturn fans.
There it is. I have the power to post links, I think, in chat.
Yeah, you do. You have the power.
Okay, yeah. Nice. Oh, and
it uses the SSD.
Right.
I wonder who made this. I wonder why they didn't put it on Sega Extreme. Released by Noel Emile.
Wow, Saturn news already. Dang, we're right into it.
Well, let me just see. I'm searching our website too to see.
It's from back in 2021.
Did we ever cover this? And I'm just forgetting about it because Chico discovered enables Shinobi Legion's debug mode. That was something Dan wrote up in. Let's see here.
Yeah, and that's on Sega Extreme's site. Is Bobil's patch.
I'm scrolling through the search here. No. Wow. Well,
it's from a few years ago. So
live on our website or live on our stream,
we're learning.
Our community informs us. So
yes, thank you for
keeping it real.
Community. Now we all know. It's the ultimate version. Both soundtracks are pretty cool. If you actually spend some time with the Japanese soundtrack, it's pretty banger too. But yeah, the Richard Jacques one, you can pump that up to 11 on a big sound system, and it sounds really good. It definitely has more beats, I think.
Didn't we find out it was like Richard Jakes?
Richard Jakes, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Also, shout out to Wiener Bob.
Did I just say Jocks?
You said Jacques. Richard Jacques.
Okay, see that's like knee jerk. I've been saying it so long the wrong way, but it's actually Jakes.
Yeah, we learned. Anyway. We got schooled by what's her name?
All I want for Christmas is a playthrough of Die Hard Arcade by Dan and Bunny.
By Wiener Bob for $5.
Thank you for the $4.99, Wiener Bob.
Thank you, Wiener Bob.
have never played Die Hard Arcade, and I don't think Bunny has either, so that would be a new experience for both of us. Yeah.
You should try it on a Mister.
Yeah, I totally should. That would be cool. I'd have to stream like off screen though, because I don't own a capture card. So that's the one problem.
Yeah, you can do that. Do you guys have a CRT?
Oh yeah.
It would be fun. It'd be cool if you just point if you point the camera at a CRT and do like that, like a CRT stream. That would be kind of neat.
Yeah, good. That'd be cool.
Dave, that path water, I had to take out a second mortgage after I bought one from the Philly airport.
You did what now?
You said the path water. I don't know what he means by that.
Oh,
is that your water bottle?
Yeah, it's just the one that I got at PRGE, but I keep it because it's aluminum and it's really slim, so I can fit it in my bag. I can fit it in like any cup holder. It's just I just ended up liking it. And
speaking of which, here's my water bottle right here.
And you got the PRGE one.
The PRGE one they gave us.
I have that bottled water.
But yeah, no, these are great. These are reusable, so I mean that's great for the environment. And yeah, I picked it up at the San Diego airport when I was going to PRGE, and I just ended up using it. So there you go.
I think I just brought my little water bottle with me. I just put it in my bag and my check-in, and I filled it in at the con. But I really like these water bottles they gave us in PRGE. It's a little PRGE logo on it. It's got like, I use it as my main water bottle now throughout the day.
The logo is already wearing off on mine.
Yeah, mine too, but I just use it. It's sort of fading a little bit, but I try not to wash it too often.
Shout out to Paul Bort, who got himself a SHIRO cup. He doesn't use it very often, but I guess that'll extend its life, so.
Yeah, there you go. What have you all been up to? What have you all been doing?
I actually got a pickup I have to talk about from somebody here. So I was checking my mail and it said notification, you have something in the mail sending to you. I'm like, okay. I thought it was something that I was getting from, so I ordered another SD RAM. It's in the other room for the Mister. Like I got it from that site. I bought an extra one so I can do the 2 mod, but I thought that was it, but it wasn't. I opened up my package and I got this.
Oh.
Rainbow Cotton Reboot by one of my best friends, Dave.
This is a repro. This is not my work, but it is something I'm kind of regifting to Pat. Full disclosure, John Hancock sent me that because he had multiple copies. He's like, "Hey Dave, you want this?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll take a look at it." And I got it, and I thought it was something else. I actually thought that it was. I thought he said that it was. What's the other game we all love? Lunar. I thought he said it was Lunar, but it ended up being Cotton. And I was like, oh well, you know, Pat loves Lunar too, but he loves Cotton, and he's always talking about it. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna send this on to Pat.
Yeah, this manual isn't half bad either. It's pretty good.
It's not half bad. No, it's pretty good.
There's some stretching.
Came with a poster.
Yeah.
There's some stretching. Some of the images I feel are like not high quality. Like they kind of look blurry.
Yeah.
But it's not terribly noticeable, honestly. And all things considered, there's also a poster included with it and everything. So
yeah, there's a calendar too. Like I don't know if this came with the original game, but this was like it was surprise after surprise.
Yeah. So there's a little calendar.
It's for 1998. I wish I could hang it up, but like these Japanese calendars I've noticed are all like ruinable.
Yeah.
Like I have a Soccer Wars poster, and you have to tear it off to go to the next date, and it's like I don't want to tear that off.
Oh yeah.
So like
really?
I don't know what's with the Japanese public and their calendars being so disposable. I tried to find a way to mount it so I can hang it, but I have to tear it off manually, so I can't actually use it as a functional poster without ruining it, which kind of defeats the purpose.
There was this poster. What size is that? That's like double. That's like normally I print posters on 12 by 18, but I think that's double the size. So
pretty nice. Aside from being folded, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a bit blurry up close, but it's still pretty passive. It's still pretty decent.
Yeah, if you put it on the wall, you put it up high on the wall or something, you won't notice that it's blurry.
But yeah, if you go up close, you'll notice but it's still pretty cool. I hope to hang that one up. I actually have a couple Cotton posters I need to hang up too. Like I have an actual one from the actual promo. It's somewhere in my room over there. So, and then that was not the only there's one more surprise added to that. which was this really cool poster that Dave printed out.
Well, you said, because I said I had one, and then Pat's like, "Oh, I want that too. Can you send that to me?" So yeah, I printed that out for you.
Really cool
It's
poster.
Got the what is it? The lay off the cigarettes.
Yeah. Honestly, it has a lot of Honestly, the one I'm noticing is it actually has the Foo figure that I have.
That you have. It's the exact figure that you have. Exactly.
It is the one that I set up. It's kind of actually really funny that happened that way.
Aside from the fact that you don't smoke, and that whole image could easily be Pat's desk with like a little Sony CRT there.
I mean, it's pretty close to minus the cigarettes. I unfortunately don't smoke anymore. That was a long time ago. That was over 20 years ago.
What do you mean, unfortunately?
I mean,
that's probably a good thing.
The gravy train ended 20 years ago. I quit 20 years ago.
Probably a good thing. Yeah.
I'm waiting for somebody to notice 20 years. Me saying 20 years ago.
You're like thinking like, were you smoking when you were 12 or something?
Listen, all I'm saying is that the cigs got me through some hard times when I was in grade school. It's all I'm saying.
When you were in grade school.
It's rough.
Oh my God.
It was a rough time. It was a hard time in grade school. So
anyway,
the cigarettes is all it can get me through. But thank you,
Christmas.
Thank you, Dave. I love all of it. I'm gonna try to find some.
It was just a token, but yeah, no, I'm glad you like it.
Cool.
I was like, Pat will enjoy this more than I will. So
I will. Thank you.
I got cotton on my satiator, so that's good enough for me.
You've been satiated.
I've been satiated.
I need to figure out something to get you.
Speaking of Shadow Mask, he pointed out like there's an AliExpress seller that has a listing for a satiator, but then it's actually like a Saru or what? It's like it's over $100, and we're all just like going like, I kind of want to buy it just to see what I'll get, but no, I don't really want to take that kind of a gamble. I mean, but it's so weird. Like they have it listed with the Saru picture and everything like that, but then at the bottom of the listing it says satiator picture image, and then at the bottom of the listing it says it's Saru.
Yeah, it says like satiator Saru.
Yeah. Right.
So it probably is just another Saru clone, because I mean, I'd be very surprised if they managed to clone the satiator. They've been trying.
It's just like it's just weird because they use the color option for you to be able to toggle between different products, and you can choose a Saru or you can choose a satiator. I'm like, okay, well, what would you actually get if you chose the satiator?
Who wants to lose their money and find out?
Yeah.
Well, also it's like at some point, conceivably, the Chinese might find a way to clone it, right? They often do find ways of cloning other things like the GDMU, right? Like they find ways of cloning these things, and eventually somebody's gonna buy it, and then the news is gonna break, and everybody's gonna like, oh, they cloned the satiator, and everybody will be outraged, I'm sure. But I'm just wondering, like, if it's possible, or I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Somebody had bought a satiator, put a bunch of like 3D printing scanning dots all over it or something, and opened it up.
Send it back.
And they broke it. They pretty much destroyed it. And so they then tried to act like, oh, it came in and it didn't work. Can you send me a new one? Here's the pictures of it. Yeah, and Professor Abrasive immediately sniffed out that like this dude was trying to just figure out how to clone it. And so he's like, no, I'm not giving
he
you
removed it and shit. Like it was clear signs of cloning. And it's like, and I just like how you had the cojones to try that. Like,
oh yeah, that was ballsy. And he kept up with it too in the official Satiator Discord. He kept trying to like bug him about it and be like, this is dishonest. You're selling this and it's broken. You won't give me a new one. It's like, dude, we know what you're trying to do. Stop it.
Yeah.
Like, you broke TOS, bro.
Yeah.
If you have issues, go talk to your bank and get a reverse thing if you really want to. A reverse transaction, whatever. But that sucks.
What's up, Starlight Witch? No longer abandoned gaming.
They have since unabandoned their channel, so
well, maybe they just feel less abandoned now that they're a part of the SHIRO family.
They're
right?
Unabandoned. Unabandoned.
Dad jokes. But we got so anyway, just saying hi, SHIRO fam. There you go. See
the scammiator. I like that.
They're no longer abandoned.
Do we want to get into news?
So what about you, Dan? What do you got? We can get into news. I'm just curious. You usually have pickups, so I just didn't want to skip you.
No pickups this week. I'm holding off because my birthday's next week, and then after that is Christmas. So we'll see what I get.
Wait, what day's your birthday?
It's on the show next week. I will be streaming on my birthday.
Well, guess what's gonna happen on your birthday?
You're gonna hit me with that stick again?
Of course.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's gonna give you a lap dance.
Tanya was surprised that I said I was planning on streaming next week. She's like, "Why don't you just take the day off? It's your birthday." I'm like, "Oh no, because it'll be fun to stream a little bit on my birthday." Because I like getting all the accolades, I like hearing "Happy Birthday" from everybody.
It feels good.
I'm not having a birthday party, so the stream of the show will be my party.
I love it. Birthday.
I wish I can get you a cake.
Yeah.
Well,
my mom's
cake.
making me a cake.
Just download like a little PNG, Pat, and then just like feed it to him.
Yeah,
manually.
That'd be good.
Just put it on top of his face.
I'll give him a tiramisu cake.
Oh, that sounds good. I like those. Mom's making I requested a banana cake with chocolate frosting, so that's in my future. That sounds
bomb.
Yeah.
Pokies for only Dans.
I'll send him some scandalous pictures.
Okay, let's talk about Saturn news. What's up in the world of Sega Saturn?
Only with my Christmas hat on.
Well, the Sega guys
actually, Sega Saturn. Do you guys even Sega Saturn?
Sega Sexual. Okay, that one didn't land.
First one of this week is James the Segaholic covered the new version of the X-Men arcade recreation on Saturn. So
cover that.
That was pretty cool. So Hot Rod X has been working on making the X-Men arcade game on the Saturn all year, really, since the end of last year. And he put out a version 0.4 recently, which the Sega guys did take a look at. You have to check out their video. They did a nice little video on that. There's a new character you can play as named Dazzler. Whose powers include the ability to convert sound into various forms and intensity of light, blinding and even destroying enemies. So great. There's also some tweaks and enhancements across the game with boulder-throwing sentinel enemies, new enemy vehicles, fire-breathing lizard men that you can fight, and a whole new stage, fourth level. Yes, lizard men. Don't tell Alex Jones. And you have a fourth level that's playable now, the Island M Caves. So if you go by how many levels are in the original game, they're now halfway through, 4 out of 8. So that's cool. Also, the music sounds clearer, James said, with some added effects. The sound effects are cleaner. There are more enemies on screen, more variations of them, and the finer details on each stage, James says, look just amazing. So that's awesome. It's really coming along.
I'm glad it seems like a really fun game. I played the demo when that first dropped, and it was a lot of fun. Yeah. I really enjoyed it. I like X-Men. I like the arcade game. My question is, I wonder how far they're going to get. Are they just looking to one-to-one port it? Or are they going to do something where they, expand on it, where they do some crazy stuff, where they support the 8-player Saturn controllers, or they add additional stages?
I don't know.
So, I mean, if it's all source codey, they could probably just make their own stages and make new ones.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That'd be
Saturn
pretty awesome.
Mode. Original mode and Saturn mode.
Exactly. That'd be pretty cool. I hope they're able to do that because it'd be really cool.
Mm-hmm. What do you think, Dave?
I can't wait to play. I mean, I've played it before, like a previous revision. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to keep downloading it every time and putting it on my satiator, but I can't wait to play it when it's all wrapped up in a bow. But I think it's amazing. I love this arcade game, and I think it's awesome that.
Did we ever end up playing that at any of the conventions? Because I swear that we saw the arcade machine.
We tried.
At like 2 conventions.
It's been broken. It's been broken every time.
No.
That's a common thing with these machines.
Which is why it's so awesome that it's being ported to the Saturn here, because again, like you see these in the wild, if you're lucky, it's a pretty rare unit to begin with, and then it's temperamental as well, and the implementation of widescreen was kind of janky with the mirror and everything. So I mean, I just think that it's probably for the best that we're getting a port. We should have gotten seems like a no-brainer back in the day. Like they should have brought this to the Saturn, considering all the 2D stuff on the Saturn, but they're getting it now. So
AM25 is stoked in chat. Says, to be honest, the Saturn needed some beat-em-ups. I mean, it does have quite a few beat-em-ups, but I mean, there aren't like dozens. So another one's definitely welcome.
like what there's okay, so you got Three Dirty Dwarves, kinda.
Yeah.
You got Guardian Heroes, kinda. I mean, it's a beat 'em up, but it's also got like the RPG elements. There's Contra Legacy of
Legacy
which I don't know, that's like a 3D. What other beat 'em ups like Ninja Turtle style beat 'em ups are there?
Well, there's
there a
that
Golden Axe one?
Hot-Blooded.
Well, Die Hard Arcade is a beat 'em up. Die Hard Arcade.
Die Hard Arcade. There's that Hot-Blooded Family, Neketsu.
Yes.
Something or other.
Yeah,
it's only in Japan, but that's a beat 'em up.
Battle Action, the Crows Battle. Isn't that?
Oh yeah.
As well. Yeah. So
did you guys mention Dungeons and Dragons?
Oh yeah, Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, Shadow of the Star. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good call.
So yeah, there are several, but there aren't like a ton. So who's gonna complain about getting X-Men?
No, yeah, for sure. We need all the more that we can get.
What type of games do you think Saturn is lacking? Frogbull asked. That's a good question.
Platformers.
Yeah, 3D platformers.
3D platformers. I mean,
it only has a few.
We had Tomb Raider and we had Croc, Legend of the Gobos. And Wombat was isometric, right?
Well, no, you can turn the camera 360 degrees. Like you're always overhead. True. It's not behind.
This is true.
But like Chaos Flying Squadron too.
Chaos Flying Squadron is
a
side-scrolling platformer. Yeah, I'm talking about 3D platformers.
Oh, 3D platformers. Okay.
Yeah, so like your Spyros and your Crash Bandicoots, that kind of thing. Like
Ninpen.
The end of the
Ninpen.
We had Ninpen, and now we have Cube Cat added to the mix.
Jajamaru Kun.
Is that the ninja one?
Yeah.
Jajamaru Kun. Yeah, that's the ninja one. Yeah, exactly.
Jajamaru Kun is one, and I would actually kind of say that what is it? That anime one based on anime, Lupin the Third. Lupin the Third.
Castle, the Pyramid of whatever.
Yes.
Yeah. Pyramid one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right. That qualifies. So yeah, but it's a small list. It's a small list of games. Whereas the PlayStation and the Nintendo 64 got tons of those. Almost too many, collectathon type. Yeah,
well, because they were just getting into, vogue as the Saturn was dying out. 1998, is when a lot of those hit. So I think that's why, unfortunately. And you know what? I think the Saturn could use some more first-person shooters, honestly. I mean, how many are there? Maybe 10?
There's a couple. I think there should be more of those. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, definitely.
When it's lacking those dating sims, they need more dating sims.
Oh, definitely. No dating sims on the Saturn.
More Mahjong dating sims and, of course, RPGs. Really lack of RPGs. But no, I'm really excited to see this, and definitely let us know. Keep us in the loop on this. I'd love to play this once it's done. Yeah, thanks, James, for writing this up and making a video. Definitely. Exactly. Shouts to Sega guys. James, good job. And then next up is a Bo Bales article, Under the Microscope. Which isn't Skeleton Warriors kind of a beat 'em up too? This is the article we're showing up right now. Oh, Pat, please, what do you do? James is going to get a kick out of that. Oh, nice. I see. So after looking at Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 in a previous edition of Rings of Saturn, Bo decided to check out Neversoft's other titles. Chose Skeleton Warriors, the skeleton-themed beat-em-up for Saturn and PlayStation, since it was the studio's first game. He found that both the Saturn and PlayStation versions have some unreported cheat codes, was able to determine one of them but had to get a cryptography researcher to help with the other. Okay, which is pretty wild. He shared his findings. It's hardcore. He shared his findings with Neversoft co-founder and famous skeptic Mick West. Which this guy, I've tried to get an interview with him, and he won't reply to me. He's never replied to me, so I'm very impressed that Bo was able to get a hold of him. Bo, if you're listening, shoot me a DM and let me know if it's possible for us to get this guy on the hook. Because Mick was he was one of the dudes that was kind of pretty vocal about frustrations working on the Saturn and stuff like that. But I mean, at least he'd be an interesting fount of information. It would be fun to pick his brain.
but he replied back with an excerpt of the Skeleton Wars source code that confirms Bo's findings. Read on for the cheat codes, reverse engineering details.
I'm shocked that he still has that.
Math.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's cool. He still has the source code to this game.
Why would he keep that?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's an article online. If you just type into Google Cowboy Programming Saturn, you'll find an old article from Mick West about like programming on the Saturn. It's a good little read. I recommend it. But yeah, like guys is just hard to get a hold of, but maybe I'm just using the wrong contact information. But again, Bo,
he also could be off the grid too.
He could. Yeah, it's true. And maybe he just doesn't do what is it? Social media. I don't think I ever reached out to him through LinkedIn, so maybe that's the trick. Yeah. So anyway, but man, Bo's got like all of the coding and math going on here, which goes way over my head, but it looks cool if you're into this kind of stuff. So
he did the math indeed.
Yeah, check out his article on SegaSaturnShiro.com or on his blog on 32bit.substack.
I'm just trying to see, does he list what it does? So there's the debug, basically.
Yeah, it's a debug mode.
It's just the debug mode. Okay. No, nothing else. Okay. I just want to make sure. I was scrolling the whole article, but yeah, no, that's awesome.
Yeah, he also did
lets you on hitboxes. Sorry, go ahead, Pat.
I was say he also did an article on JoJo, but he didn't post it on here though, unfortunately. That one looks pretty cool though, because I like JoJo's Bizarre Adventures.
Wasn't that Dreamcast game? Maybe that's why he didn't post it.
Yeah, probably. I think you're just doing an initial thing. I don't see it on his website yet, so maybe he did not post it yet.
It's just on X.
Yeah, probably. Formerly known as Twitter.
I was surprised he didn't write anything up on our site when he figured out that Fighters Megamix thing, that like the last remaining secret that one of the developers teased on Twitter. And Bo Bales was like, "Oh yeah, I figured it out." I'm trying to think of what it was. It was like unlocking something. And he figured it out.
Let's look at the articles. We have it right here.
No, he didn't put a.
Oh, he didn't do an article on it.
It was just on Twitter. Yeah.
But for what it's worth, Skeleton Warriors, I have the game. It's not great. Like it looks cool. I will say that it looks cool. It's got lots of style. Even the music is not bad, but the gameplay is very monotonous. And that's a shame because it just feels like a game that should be awesome, you know? Yeah. Even with a name like Skeleton Warriors, you would think. And it was a Playmates interactive game. And Playmates was kind of like a toy company. So they, I guess, kind of co-signed it and published it. But yeah, so it's a shame. And the next game we're going to talk about, which is another Bo Bales, is also kind of a shitty game. And that is Iron Man Exo Manowar in Heavy Metal.
Here I accidentally.
He's been busy with this under the microscope articles.
Yeah, he's been a busy boy.
New cheat codes for Iron Man Exo Manowar in Heavy Metal. A mouthful of a title. Cheat menu that gives you invincibility, unlimited weapons, ability to skip levels, and more. Some other cheat codes with little developer Easter eggs. Read on for details about the codes and how he located them. Pretty straightforward. Terrible game. Terrible game. Again, I want to love it. I mean, it's Iron Man. It's Manowar. Like, you think it's the kind of game you want to buy it, you want to play it, and then you find out that it's absolutely
I haven't played this. Why is it so bad?
Oh my God. Where do I start? Well, okay, so I would recommend checking out Carter's retro reviews because he does a very funny job reviewing this game. But yeah, I don't know, it just feels broken. I want to say, like, the game, the mechanics and just like the control, the gameplay just feels really broken and kind of half baked. Like it just wasn't ready for prime time. There's like the hitbox is cheap. You die a lot. It's terrible. Like, I don't know. I would love to say a bunch of great things about it. I don't think I could
say one good thing about it.
It's not Mr. Bones.
Like Skeleton Warriors is a like decent game. It's just really repetitive, so it kind of gets old, kind of like Johnny Bazooka Tone. But this game is actually trash. Like, it's hot garbage. But go ahead, try it and let me know what you think. You know.
But like I was saying, I do know one thing it's better than, and it's probably better than some of the drivel that the Marvel Cinematic Universe has pushed out in recent years.
Oh boy,
Yeah.
shots fired.
Slowcoin says Iron Man rules. So I'll be interested to see him write an article on that and make an argument for why it rules, or a video or whatever.
I did find Bo's tweet from was a couple weeks ago now, where he found the secret stage background in Fighters Megamix. He said there's a text file with messages from the developers on the Japanese version of the game. The note from Yutaka Ito actually gives a big clue. So he did a little video, and basically the note describes how you can use Controller 2's X button on the team battle screen to prevent the CPU from choosing certain characters. If you do this for all but the Deku character, or it says do this for all but Deku and ... that's it. So I think he maybe does have this on his site. But basically, if you do this this trick, then the hidden stage will randomly be inserted into the sequence of team battle stages, and it's just basically it's like the same as I forget whose stage it is, but it's one where it's like a checkerboard floor and a night skate behind you, and then it says like neon lights. It says Fighters Megamix as for the walls.
Okay.
Well, the words Fighters Megamix get replaced by a couple of Japanese kanji characters instead. So it's just kind of like it's not like a big crazy secret. It's just like a fun little Easter egg thing that's incredibly obscure to unlock.
I was gonna say, I wonder if it's gonna link to some ARG website that we have to go through.
Yeah, no.
So just to prove I'm not crazy, I just want you guys to hear this. So Electronic Gaming Monthly gave it a 3.75 out of 10. EP Daily gave it a 3 out of 10. GameSpot gave it a 5 out of 10. IGN was a 3 out of 10, and Saturn Magazine was a 33%. So it's like that's around. It seems like they're all pretty much in agreement. Except for like GameSpot was a little better with a 5 out of 10, but
how generous.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I'm really surprised. I'm surprised though to hear that Double Dime likes it. He's definitely a gamer's gamer. Like he's a good gamer. So I mean, I don't know if he's just like really good at it because he's good at or if he's able to overlook the from what I remember, pretty short from what so I don't know, maybe he played it when he was younger and he just overlooked because I sometimes do that, like with certain games I'll overlook the flaws, but I don't know, that one I was not able to. But still, I'm glad that
I know two games that people overlooked though.
Mr. Bones.
Lion King and then Terminator versus the or was it Terminator versus RoboCop or whatever?
Oh, haha.
Okay.
That's a reference.
That's a reference to something that'll be going live to the public.
Okay.
Keep an eye out.
Well, I mean, insiders can already listen to the recent Editor's Corner. We did like a holiday cast.
Yeah. Okay.
Pat had things to say about Genesis games or Mega Drive games.
I guess so.
There was a lot. There was a lot of heat going on during that podcast.
Oh, brother.
Yeah, nothing sexual, of course. Or maybe I don't know.
I think I made a couple of them.
But seriously, now I just really want to see, Double Dime play this game and do it good. Show me how it's supposed to be played. I don't know. Maybe it's better than I think.
So what are the cheat codes exactly? These like
He said, like right in the beginning, it's like invincibility, unlimited weapons, and the ability to skip levels.
Oh yeah, and
there's
then
a couple
this photo
other
of the
little
team.
Developer Easter eggs.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, so there's some developer Easter eggs.
Those are useful.
Useful
codes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I would definitely recommend people check out this article. I think it's really cool. Got a lot of the cheat codes, and we should really make this like a section on the site, like cheat code site.
We should. Actually, I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna under resources. I'll just add an area for Bo, like for all these under the microscope things. I think under the microscope is a relatively recent heading. When he started out, he was just.
I think I went back and tagged all of his
recursively
under the microscope. Okay. Yeah,
cool.
So if you just do under microscope, you should be able to find all his stuff like this. Before he started doing stuff on our site, though, I was writing up stories occasionally when you find something particularly interesting, and that's not under the microscope. So
you should go. We should go back and label those too, because we should have just a cheats section, you know, Saturn cheats section, and that would be awesome. Yeah, no, that's a great idea, Pat. Yeah, I'm always thinking, like, how can we make the website better? How can we leverage?
How can we make it
folks
gooder?
Are paying for the hostage, right? How can we make it more gooder? To use a completely improper grammar. But yeah, definitely, that's a great idea.
All right, next up Godzilla Shock on the Archipelago. Is that how you say that?
Yeah.
Archipelago or Archipelago.
Archipelago.
This is
Archipelago.
Archipelago.
No.
Okay, isometric, kind of like
a real-time strategy game. It's like Command and Conquer with Godzilla.
It looks like the reverse of Sim City.
Is that Mothra there in the second one, or what is that dragon with the 3 heads? Is that like
I think it's Ghidorah.
Oh, okay.
Ghidorah's the one with 3 heads, I believe, but I imagine bigger Godzilla fans than us will go in the chat and say, no, it actually is Bleedy Blue Blop from the 5th movie in the second timeline or something. So if it's not Ghidorah, it's Ghidorah. Okay, cool. Just want to make sure I'm not a Godzilla boy.
Developed
King
by
Ghidorah. I got. That's
King
funny.
Ghidorah. Okay, so developed by Scarab and published by Sega exclusively in Japan, 1995. It's a real-time strategy game. You control the Japanese defense forces and try to stop Godzilla and a host of other monsters while they ravage everything before them. Move tanks, take advantage of the terrain, and annihilate the monsters before they fry you. Featuring a free map and story mode, the game is compatible with the Saturn mouse. 2D sprites and isometric play fields are the order of the day. Dressed up with clips and tunes from the various Godzilla movies, as Japanese as it gets. Interesting.
This actually looks really fun, actually.
Now,
yeah, it does look cool.
There was more than one Godzilla game for the Saturn, right?
Yes.
Saturn. What's the other one?
I believe so.
Yeah. Reto Shuken? Oh no, is that the same thing?
If you guys want a good Godzilla game, I recommend playing King of the Monsters on the Neo Geo.
Reto Shinkan is the Japanese title, but yeah, no, I thought there were like 2 Godzilla games on the Saturn. I could be wrong though. Well, I don't know. Maybe it's just the one.
But hey, Godzilla. I really like Godzilla, so I think I want to try this out for sure because I like Mr. Godzilla.
Throw it on your Mister or something.
Yeah, I'll throw it on the Mister. Throw it on my satiator. I'll get I'll get my Godzilla on. I know that I actually just watched that new Godzilla movie on Netflix.
Oh yeah, how was it?
It was really good, actually. I forgot the name of it, but if anybody knows the name of it, I imagine people would be able to help me out. But it's really good. I actually really liked it. I saw it with my girlfriend. It's actually like it takes place in the past. It's like in the 40s. So it was really cool. I think it was from like the Godzilla from the Citizens perspective, I believe. I don't know what the exact storyline was, but it's really cool. It's like them fighting back against Godzilla. It's actually really, really cool. I'd highly recommend people watch it if they haven't.
Cool.
But yeah, go play Godzilla with the mouse. I don't know how Japanese it is, so I don't know how hard it'd be to navigate it, but if you have the will, definitely play Godzilla because Godzilla.
Yeah, I'd try this too. I like RTSs. I like Command and Conquer.
Or like I could play that or play play King of the Monsters on the PlayStation. No, it's War of the Monsters on PlayStation. I think it's King of the Monsters on Neo Geo, I think.
Okay.
War of the Monsters is really fun on the PS2. That game is actually pretty
King of Monsters was Neo Geo, but they had it on Mega Drive too. I think they even had it on SNES on Super Famicom.
I didn't know that. Huh.
Yeah, King of Monsters, but I believe it did start on the Neo Geo King of Monsters. Man, I'm watching this new Virtua Fighter, which is our next article.
Yeah.
Trailer is pretty crazy.
It is wild. Do you want me to talk about it, Dave?
Definitely, go for it.
Okay. Yeah, so we had pretty big news last night. I guess, tangentially related to the Saturn. Sega announced its first new entry in the Virtua Fighter franchise in 18 years last night during the Game Awards. They showed a short teaser with impressive graphics. Had a man in a trench coat and a hat punching somebody else through a wall. You can't quite tell who it is. And then they show some like off-screen footage of like two actual people sitting in front of a screen playing was presumably the new Virtua Fighter, and it looks like the man in the trench coat fighting against someone who looks like Sarah Bryant. It apparently isn't, though, because right after the Game Awards, about an hour later, they had a presentation on YouTube called Virtua Fighter Direct. And in that, they show very closely, and thank you to Private Eye for pointing this out to me, because I didn't catch it at first, and I watched it last night. They put very briefly on the screen who those two characters were. The person in the trench coat and the hat is actually Akira, who is usually dressed in a white gi. You know,
I see it
he's
now.
the poster boy for the series, and for some reason he's in a trench coat and a hat now. And the person he was fighting is a woman named Stella, who I believe is a new character for Virtua Fighter. It's not Sarah Bryant. Maybe it's Sarah Bryant's daughter or something.
Or
you know,
sister. Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe it's
like,
a time jump.
Interesting.
Sister from another mister.
Maybe Akira's super old and they don't want to show that off yet, so they've got him
gotta watch this
shrouded
at
by
like half speed, so I could see the fighting moves.
Yeah, super cool.
Yeah.
So yeah,
you're
they
right,
announced...
though. I mean, it does look almost like exactly like Sarah Bryant, but
yeah.
Then again,
so
the
like
image is so
photographed.
small and blurry. You can't. There's not a whole lot of detail, but.
And they in the direct they do show like some close-up renders for just a couple of seconds of both of them, so you do get a better look at them. They're not moving; they're just like standing still. But yeah, I mean, she looks to me like, you know, a 4K version of Sarah Bryant. I gotta think it's her daughter. I don't know. Anyway, so there's no release date or platforms mentioned yet for this game. So I mean, you know, we might still be a year or more off from it. But they did say that it's being developed by Ryuga Gotoku Studio, who are the makers of the Yakuza series or Like a Dragon series. They do have staff from AM2, the traditional developers of the Virtua Fighter series, working on this. In recent years, Sega has folded its arcade divisions into the consumer game divisions. So they kind of don't have their own separate team anymore. Now they've integrated. But I mean, Ryuga Gotoku Studio also did the recent Virtua 5 port to the PS4. They like remade the game in the Dragon engine, which is the engine they used for some of the recent Yakuza games, and it looks awesome. And they're also porting that version to the PC soon on Steam. It's coming out next month. They just released, they revealed the release date. I think it was like January 26th or something. There's a beta you can try right now for the next few days.
They also Limited Run Games announced a actually a physical print of the PS4 copy. So
yes,
if you want to get that, if you want to get that in 2026, you can pre-order that now on Limited Run Games site.
Yeah, it's supposed to come out in the summer. They're also going to print the digital only before edition of Virtua Fighter 2, like the arcade port on the Xbox One. They're going to put that out on a disc through Limited Run Games. That just got delisted, actually. I'm sure that was just a coincidence.
Right.
It just got delisted a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Once a dinky.
A bunch of other Sega games. Yeah, they also, merch-wise, they announced they're going to be selling some new Virtua Fighter 30th anniversary merch on Amazon.
Nice.
Sega's been selling a lot of cool Sega merch on Amazon in the last couple months, so that looks pretty neat. I do have a little shot of it there. There's like a polygonal Akira, which looks pretty cool, and then they have like a neat 30th anniversary logo T-shirt. They also have the new Virtua Fighter logo on a phone case, so
nice.
All that looks pretty cool.
I can't wait to break my phone using it.
Yeah.
So I guarantee you it's not going to be protecting anything.
I might have to get a T-shirt. Looks pretty neat.
That'd be
a good T-shirt for wearing on the show.
Yeah, I actually got a shirt for the Jet Set Radio shirt I got for the show.
Did you? Nice.
Yeah,
so they are selling those now.
Or Jet Grind Radio, or Jet Set Radio. Sorry, I forgot.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
I think it was Dan with the Sega guys checked out the beta Virtua Fighter 5 Revo, it's being called, and he put up a video earlier today, which I do have embedded into the bottom of our article here. So by all means, everybody check that out.
So they say they say when the new open beta is for this new game.
Oh, it's right now. It opened last night.
For Virtua Fighter 6?
No, 5. They didn't say anything about a beta for 6. Yeah, the
Revo
Steam
version of it.
5. Yeah, the Revo port for Steam has an open beta right now, but it doesn't officially come out until the end of next month.
So this is going to be different from this is going to be different from the revival version they have on PS4, right?
No, it's basically a port of the PS4 version, and they are going to be updating that too with some balance changes. The first balance changes since like the 2010 version that was ported to the Xbox 360 and the PS3. So yeah, they're doing balance changes to the PS4 version and the Steam version. They're essentially the same, going to be the same game. Just I guess the Steam version is going to be a 4K. It's rendering natively in 4K for the first time ever for the game. It's 720p. In all the previous versions of Virtua Fighter 5, so I guess it looks really awesome.
Well, all you got to say.
Looking at, oh, go ahead.
I said all I can say, quoting Brad, "Who's next?"
I just searched the Sega store for Saturn stuff, and they do have a few T-shirts, and there's a really nice one here that I'm literally buying as we speak.
What's that?
Show.
It's like an asphalt gray shirt with the Saturn logo on it, Sega Saturn. Like, I don't know, maybe Pat can bring it up on the browser, but yeah, just under Sega store.
If you can send me a link to it, I could look it up.
I
just look on Amazon Sega.
Saturn shirts. Last time I looked on their shop, I didn't see anything for the Saturn.
Yeah,
I'm gonna look it up on their shop right here.
On the Sega shop, I just typed in Sega Saturn and got like 3 different shirts. One has like a. Okay, I'm sending you a link, Pat.
While you're looking at that,
yeah, I found it on the site on searching Sega shirt. Yeah. They got a couple of them here.
Do you see the Saturn one that I'm talking about?
It's just the Sega Saturn logo.
Yeah, just the Sega Saturn logo.
Yeah, that's what I'm showing off. It's just
there's another one that's like the PCB, and then there's another like a black one.
Yeah, that one's kind of cool.
But yeah, I need a new Saturn. I need a new Saturn shirt anyway. I got the Kohl's one, but it'd be nice to get one like directly from Sega
From
store.
Sega. So. Yeah, I agree. I like it.
There you go. I'll be premiering that on the show at some point.
Cool. Yeah, so if you pre-order Virtua Fighter 5 Revo on Steam, they actually have some neat little pre-order bonuses where you get a Mega Drive, a Saturn, or a Dreamcast. You get all 3 as like customization items for your character.
These shirts are bomb.
I don't know if they float above your head or it looks like your character is holding it or what. I don't know how it customizes your character, but yeah, you get these consoles, including the Saturn. It's like the Japanese style Saturn with the blue buttons.
I'm gonna have to make some purchases for the show.
Nice.
You are. What's really crazy is that all these shirts are most likely going to be like a couple $100s in the next 10 or 20 years.
Yeah,
because like original Sega shirts that you find at like conventions, they want like $100-$200.
No,
if
thank
it's like
you.
in good condition from back in the 90s. But then again, it's like some of those shirts are like really rad. But how do you keep it nice, for 20 years? I don't wear it, I guess.
Yeah, put it in there. Like buy 2. We wear one,
buy
and
5.
then you keep the other one.
I guess that's true. You got to buy 2, and you just got to keep one hung up or behind glass.
In a vacuum sealed
I want this Choo Choo Rocket one, except on a T-shirt.
I know. Oh, the Choo Choo Rocket one is so cool, and the Jet Grind one. Oh man,
the Jet Grind ones are really good.
PB for Powell folks, it's not Jet Grind.
Jet Set Radio. Jet Set Radio.
PB Braga asked in chat, how do you think the game is going to do in terms of sales? I don't know. They're doing a pretty good job of hyping things up. They're going to have like global tournaments. They're adding rollback netcode to 5. So yeah, I think that they might build enough hype that people are going to actually buy into it. I'm hoping.
Yeah, no, I think it's going to sell really pretty well. I mean, the fighting game community I think is really dedicated, and I think a lot of people are going to be really excited to try this out and have a fresh take. On the game thing, because there's not really been much. Like the only game that's like it that really came out recently was the Koei Tecmo one. What was it called? The fighting one, Dead or Alive 6 or something.
Yeah, well, I mean, Tekken 6 came out, or Tekken 8, whatever it is, came out a little more recently than that. And that's really the only live 3D fighting game, because Dead or Alive 6 died pretty quick. Soul Calibur 6, nobody seems to care about anymore, sadly, because I like both those
Soul
games.
Calibur is deader than a sack of doornails.
It makes me so sad.
The thing is, it's like, if it's just old guys playing it, then there's a limited distribution.
Right.
But if they can get young people to care about it, then yeah, and there are a lot of young fighting game players at the Evo events, right? So like, I mean, it's not all older gamers, right?
Yeah.
There's I think that the issues that you played online, that you just get wrecked by people that have been playing Virtua Fighter for almost 30 years.
Right, exactly.
So I'm happy for it, and hopefully it'll bring it back, and then we can have a really good fighting game.
Mm-hmm.
The new Street Fighter is a big success. I think Street Fighter is always a success. It's just the game that people play, so I think it's always going to be successful.
Yeah, that one is more of a 2D, even though they're rendering it with polygons. It's a 2D style fighting game.
Tekken is up there, though.
3D style fighting game like Tekken and Virtua Fighter.
What about good old Vampire Hunter or Darkstalkers?
I think that's deader than even Soul Calibur.
Deader than dead. You don't think it's ever coming back?
No,
that's like
I mean
they
teased it in 2010 and they still haven't come out with it.
I mean, but you've got this incredible stable of characters,
Mm-hmm.
Like it seems like you could print money with that, but I don't know, maybe not.
Capcom doesn't like money.
So Capcom is allergic to money, I guess. But that would be an awesome.
They only want Monster Hunter money.
It would be an amazing, and I mean, I like Monster Hunter. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, not everything has to be Monster Hunter and Street Fighter. I would love to see Darkstalker release like on Halloween, and I'd be like all over that. I think
what about that sci-fi game they teased like 5 years ago? That was supposed to be like Death Stranding.
Oh, speaking of game announcements, have you seen the new one, the new announcement from the Eco and Shadow of the Colossus creators?
That one looks sick.
No, what was that?
Oh my god, it looks amazing. We only got to see like, well, I don't know what the title is, but it's just like it's short
untitled
clip.
Right now.
Yeah, it was a short clip, but I mean, it was just amazing.
Nice.
Yeah, no, it looked good. I actually really liked the new Ninja Gaiden that's coming out by the dudes that did the Streets of Rage 4 remaster and the Shredder's Revenge. That game looks so sick. I love classic Ninja Gaiden, so I am ready.
Mm-hmm.
Sign me up. I'm gonna pre-order that game. It reminds me of the Slave 02. Reminds me of that one, or Slave 00, whatever it's called. The sequel game to that. I love good 2D games, so. Also, I have to shout Nick. He actually got me Shredder's Revenge on Steam.
Yep.
So shout out to Nick for that. Thank you.
Good game.
I need to play that one.
I want. I think they ported Shredder's Revenge. They've ported Shredder's Revenge to a lot of stuff, like Dreamcast, I believe.
Wait, what?
There was like there was a. I don't want to be talking out of my ass, but I'm pretty sure that it's gotten a couple. It got a Genesis port that's not really the full game, but I mean, it's like. Fans trying to make a Genesis port of it.
I imagine that the Dreamcast one is just they took that Genesis one and put it in the shell.
You think they just took the Beats of Rage or something like that? It's possible that it's built on that. Let's see.
They probably just did. It wouldn't surprise me. It's
A-Team would know more about it if he was here. Shredder's Revenge Dreamcast. Pretty sure. Yeah, so Dreamcast Re-Revenge is what they're calling it. Dreamcast Cowabunga Collection Shredder's Re-Revenge. Yeah, so you had that, and then I believe it was also ported in some way, not ported, but like remade for the Genesis as well. Shredder's Revenge Genesis. Yeah, because I have that ROM on my. I put that ROM on the Mega SD. So yeah. Teenage Mutant Ninja Shredder's Re-Revenge.
I think that just might be the collection of them, because I know they did a collection that maybe that's what you're thinking of.
Is that just the Cowabunga collection?
I think so.
No, look. Teenage Mutant Ninja Shredder's Re-Revenge. And it's got like all the artwork though.
That's weird.
It's like, yeah, it's got all the artwork.
Yeah, maybe they did.
Yeah, look up Shredder's Re-Revenge. I'm pretty sure it's not just the Cowabunga collection because I have that too on the Switch, and that's just like you said, it's just all the old games. But no, this is something else.
Revenge, best ROM hack in a long time.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm just saying, folks should be aware of it and they should play it if they want. If they have a Dreamcast and they're interested in that kind of stuff, ROM hacks and stuff like that, and ports, like because they tried to port Sonic Mania to the Dreamcast as well. That was pretty impressive. And then also, what was it? I'm just thinking like, I would love to see somebody do that for the Saturn. But Shredder's Revenge on the side because Dan opened this podcast talking about how we don't have enough beat 'em ups, right? So I mean that would be awesome if
that actually does
somebody
look pretty
came
cool
along and did that. Yeah. Right. Okay. So like that is obviously just that's just Streets of Rage 2 with the Shredder's Revenge sprites. Right?
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not sure if that's the only version or if there's another version. That just looks like
it looks like the hack of Streets of Rage 2. So
yeah. But again, there are like different hacks out there. There are like different versions. But the Dreamcast one seems pretty straightforward. Like it's just
that one.
Kind of like I don't want to call it a demake. Like it maybe just is missing one or two bells and whistles.
A double demake.
Yeah.
A destruction. Destruction.
Oh, the Dreamcast Junkyard did a thing about it. But that was that was the Cowabunga collection. Yeah. So anyway, I guess I shouldn't. Yeah, I guess there might be both. Maybe they ported both the Cowabunga collection and the Shredder's Revenge.
Oh God, I think YouTube just went down.
Did YouTube just go down?
I'm having issues.
Good for me.
It's working for me.
Do you have like red bars on the little?
No, I'm like good on mine.
Okay, yeah. Well,
I'm not seeing red bars. It just won't load on the thing. That's weird. Oh well. Whatever. I guess YouTube decided to stop working for me. So thank you.
My YouTube did crash a couple minutes ago, but it's working for me now.
Okay, maybe it's just
bugging. Oh well. Maybe we need to start using the backup server. Maybe we need to start using the backup stream server.
Possibly.
Happy Friday the 13th. It could all just be Friday the 13th.
Thank you, Malenko, for the $2.
Thank you, Malenko, $2. Happy Friday the 13th.
Curse.
Yeah.
It's blurst for sure.
Some Friday the 13th.
But yeah,
that's what we'll do. Pizza and movie night, kids. Friday the 13th.
That won't scar them for life.
We're ordering some Chinese tonight. Actually, I'm gonna get some mugu gai pan, some beef and broccoli.
Delish.
Should be good. Yeah. Do we want to get to the last thing? I scribbled up a news roundup right before the show started.
You?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't see that.
It doesn't have a banner image yet. I didn't have time to make one. I'll make one.
That's fine.
Later.
I gotcha. Okay.
So we had a new Saturn tribute.
Yeah, so City Connection teased a new game in the Saturn Tribute line over the weekend. They made an announcement during a presentation that was streamed live on YouTube. It was like a Mikado arcade stream or something. They announced like a bunch of shoot 'em ups and talking about a lot of different shoot 'em ups in that stream. So maybe the Saturn Tribute game is going to be another shoot 'em up. They certainly have done a lot of those. But it's just speculation. We don't know. They didn't say anything about what it'll be or
hope it'll be something huge.
Out. But it's neat to hear, they're continuing to make another one. Yeah, hopefully it's something exciting. Yeah, they just put out, Wolfang and Skullfang, like a month ago or so. So
yeah,
it hasn't been too long. So that's one story. Next one, we've got a patch that swaps Cyber Speedway's soundtrack. I teased this in the beginning of the show. Derek A-Team made a patch on Monday that swaps the U.S. version of 1995 Saturn Futuristic Racer Cyber Speedway's soundtrack for its Japanese counterpart. Patch can be downloaded from his GitHub, which we have linked to from my story on SegaSaturnShiro.com. It's just like a custom batch file. You just kind of like double click it, and as long as it's in the same folder as your copy of the game, it'll edit it for you. So that's nice and easy. At the time, of those who don't know, Sega of America changed the techno soundtrack that the Japanese version of the game, which was called Grand Chaser, changed it into like a rock soundtrack for the U.S. release, and it doesn't fit Yeah, yeah, and it doesn't really fit the whole like hovercraft racing aesthetic of the game too well. So it's kind of neat that you'll be able to swap it back pretty easily here. So thanks to Derek for that.
Mm-hmm.
And
what do you guys think of that?
I think it's pretty exciting. I had never played it, but now I want to try it out.
Definitely. I mean, again, in the same way that I love the Theater of the Eye stuff and all the weird, quirky ad stuff that Sega did, I kind of like, I kind of like the Bygone Dog soundtrack just for laughs, but it definitely does not fit with that genre of game, you know? And so definitely the there's like a really pumping sound. The Japanese one is just like this really pumping techno track. You know, we used to play it on the early SHIRO podcasts. You know, that we had that running in the background. You know,
Nice.
it was on the Saturn, the My Youth of Saturn soundtrack that they released in Japan, and yeah. So what was it like? Genwar, I think, also featured some Bygone Dogs. I'm not sure. So yeah, they were on the bootleg sampler, Cyber Speedway, apparently Congo. There's some Bygone. I don't know about Congo.
That makes sense.
Genwar, and then Bug 2. I was not aware that they were on. I knew they were on Genwar, but I didn't realize that they were on those other ones. So yeah, that's interesting. Sega Music Group was the attempted label.
Yeah.
Sega's attempted. He needs to work on Shinobi X. That's right.
Yeah, but apparently you could just apply that 60 hertz patch off of ROM hacking, and
I guess that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Just play the European version.
Yeah, that's right. There you go. Doesn't need to be done anymore. There's really no. It's all in English and everything, so there's really no difference. Yeah. Good point.
Director's Cut DualShock OST Resident Evil is the best soundtrack. Period. Don't fight me.
Dang.
Sounds like Dave just confirmed he is a fan of the Resident Evil directors. Wait, how did I do that?
Because you like the original version of games and soundtracks, even if they're bad, just for historical purposes.
I appreciate that. I appreciate the historical context, and I can kind of like, you know, it's like I'm not kidding myself when something is bad, but it's like at the same time, it's like, you know, if it has personality, if it has character, and if it speaks to like that time in history when Sega was just like bass backwards or whatever, I mean, I guess, you know, it's like it's worth kind of having that, you know, like Mr. Bones. I appreciate Mr. Bones for those reasons. Like Pat's just pretty straightforward with it. He's just like, yeah,
the hatred grows every time I hear the name.
Apparently the stream skipped for a second. Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, disconnected and reconnected me. The server, YouTube's acting weird on me, so
it's really weird.
Curse of the Friday 13th. That's
all. I'm not blaming us. I'm blaming YouTube.
We have 53 people watching, so thank you, everybody.
I don't feel like it's all my fault, though.
It's not your fault. YouTube is just being Garbo today. Garbo.
YouTube is Garbo.
Be thankful that you guys are having on this end. Like you guys got the good quality version on that's listening on Podbean right after, or was it the podcast stuff right before you listen to CU podcast?
Right. Actually, I listened to the most recent CU podcast. They were talking about the Super Sega. Man,
that was fun.
Really?
What a debacle that ended up being.
Yeah, we want to talk about that on the fact that it is such a shit show that we do not want to touch even remotely close to any of that. So,
well, I mean, Sega told them to stop. So I mean, that's the end of it, as far as I'm concerned. They took money, and that's when Sega stepped in. I'm sure Sega was just waiting for them to take some money, and it's like Dan says, you know, if you take money, then it's like all of a sudden you raise eyebrows, you know, like Sega's okay.
You get money involved.
Once money is involved, and even like they were saying, they only wanted to take like $3, whether or not they charge everybody like the full amount or whatever. The fact is, Sega doesn't care. You take $1. As soon as you start taking money, their lawyers are ready to jump on you with like a cease and desist. You know. Yep. Before that, it's a fan project, right? But then as soon as so anyway,
that's the reason why the reason why we don't sell merch that has Sega Saturn SHIRO on it anymore.
Right. Not to mention the fact that the whole thing is probably vaporware. Like, I don't know. I don't believe all those videos have so many cuts in them. I'm just like, this is BS.
Who knows?
I think people ask me. Yeah. Sorry.
It's that Theranos thing. Did you watch the Theranos story about this girl who like had that tech company for giving people?
Oh, the blood one. Yeah, the one that got life in prison.
One. Yeah, exactly. Like, okay, so it's this fake it till we make it culture where it's like we want to make this cool thing, but we don't have the money, so we're just gonna cheat people and investors to get the money so that we can make the thing, and it's putting
pretend like you already have it.
And it's become such a standard in the industry. It's like, and platforms like Kickstarter and Indiegogo just make it worse because they provide these people with like this way of I mean, it's like everybody thinks, oh yeah, I can make a game console. How many scam game consoles have there been now? Let's see. The Coleco Chameleon. Before that, it was like the I forget what it's called, but the Coleco Chameleon.
Amico.
The Amico, you had the CD, that Sega Lord X
CD,
got caught up
literally,
on this,
literally the name is in itself.
console.
CD, that shit CD is
It was an orange pie. It was just an orange pie, right? You have the Super Sega thing, which honestly just does not look real. And it doesn't. Honestly,
we're finding a pattern here.
It's not feasible either. It's just not feasible. I mean, you have folks that like spent tons of money, their own money, like the Ouya, which didn't last. I think of the Ouya as like the best example of something that maybe could have been successful, and even then look
how much of a joke that is.
Yeah.
They could not possibly succeed against the powers that be, like the big three. There's just not enough space. The only space that there is for like little emulation consoles that are like $99. There's a market for that, but I mean, even that is like
the Steam Deck is really the only thing that's really successful outside of it.
And really, that's more like Switch owners upgrading to the Steam Deck, it sounds like to me. Well,
Well,
anyway, we gotta wrap it up, guys.
we gotta wrap. Okay, that's fine.
Mention the last thing in my roundup here is that we got a little update on the Soccer Wars 2 fan translation, English fan translation. Yeah, so the project lead, Noah Steam, did put a little update on Twitter, on X, talking about a mini game that's particularly time consuming for them to translate and to get working right without bugs. It's called Trump Wars. I couldn't get the Twitter
change that name, right, so just my opinion.
They really should change that name.
They kept it.
They kept it.
Put the video
they really were like, we're taking this name back, aren't we?
It's funny because that's not what it translated to on my end. Like when I thought it had a completely different name.
They probably came up with something that
Trump Wars
sounded better in English. Yeah, maybe it's like a joke. I don't know. But Noah Steam said, "This is the last of the mini games I worked on, and I'd say it's 99% complete. The remaining tasks I consider to be polish items, but they'd also be very time consuming to fix." So I take that to mean they're basically in a polish phase here, and they may be wrapping up the translation soonish. I don't know. I don't have any insider info on that, but I mean, I think we are getting close to the end here because they've been working on this for like 3 years, and if they're just like polishing,
there's no way they're gonna miss this contest. I don't think they're gonna wait another year.
Yeah, I think they'll hit this Sega Extreme game competition, which the homebrew competition does. I think you can do entries up until April, so that's the next 4 months.
Yeah,
so
they're almost done. Because I mean that's the one we were alluding to, that they said they're really close to being almost done with it. So the one that we couldn't say about it, like, because we're all in like the little development chat, so we keep tabs on it, but we don't leak anything. We just see the products, make sure they're all good, and if they need support.
You know what's really funny? I used to love the fact that Final Fantasy IX had this little card game in it called Tetramaster, I think it was. And I thought that was so original. And that game came out in 2000. So I wonder if Square copied Sega, like, because in '98 Sega had this little card game in their RPG,
Right.
So I mean, I think that's so cool. I love the fact that RPGs had like little side game, like card games in them and stuff, like, and people would get really serious, like competitive with those little side games,
Yeah, no, I know that definitely 9 was a big step up from 8's card game mechanics that were absolute garbage. Nope. Contra Wars, that is a wrong opinion. FF8 did not have a better card system. No, that is a false truth.
See, I didn't really like Final Fantasy VIII, so I'm not sure I even remember it having a card game. But that's funny. Okay.
I think my girlfriend in high school really liked
Sonic was never
Final
good.
Fantasy
I'm
VIII
sorry,
card
Contra
game.
Wars. No.
Triple Triad.
I just don't
yeah,
like
that
8.
was it.
Triple Triad.
Yeah, she really liked. She was really into Triple Triad. She just played that instead of the main game.
Right, like a lot of people. That's how it was. It's like a lot of people would get hooked. They play that game and finish it, and then they'd be like hooked on Tetramaster or whatever. So I wonder if the same thing will go for Trump Master or whatever this is.
Trumpity
Trump. Trump Wars.
Trump Wars. That's definitely the.
They should just call it. They should just call it 4 more years of Trump.
Oh God.
Well, that's the reality.
4 more years. Oh
Anyway.
God. All right. Yikes.
So anyway, how about those Patreon subscribers, Dave?
Yeah, I know, right? I should have that, shouldn't I?
Thank everyone who supports us
Man,
financially.
I made a lot of people mad in the
us.
chat. I'm sorry, guys.
Well, thank you to A Murder of Crows, Cerulean, Chris Piper, Daniel Fredrickson, Derek Pascarella, A-Team, and double thank you for that patch. Emerald Nova, Eva42, Fat Drunk Friend Otaku, Gem Clasher Rank, Gem Clash or Rank, Johannes Fetz, Lion Wing Publishing, I can't talk today, Memphis, Normal Guy, Nut Rages, Robert, Paul, Joseph Bort, Robert Ramsey, Rowan Dinkt, Sega Steve, Stoneman, the Sega Guys, Wafflekins, and Young Money Swee, or Jung Rhythm Swee.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everyone. Appreciate you guys. And thanks for everything. Yeah, definitely gonna get I'm gonna put on my to-do list is get Bo's cheat stuff up on the website as like a regular category. That'll be great. And any other ideas that you have, Pat, let me know.
Thank you to everyone.
I'll make sure to make you implement all my ideas, and I will do none of the planning.
Dan's trying so hard.
Money. I am trying so hard to do a spiel.
It's okay. I appreciate it.
Sorry, Dan. Do your spiel.
No, it's it. The time has passed.
Wow.
I want to say thank you to everyone who gives money at a smaller amount. Any amount is helpful. And even if you can't give any money, if you just share out the show and interact with us on Discord, or stop into some of our other social channels on Blue Sky or X or Facebook, SHIRO is about bringing the community together and facilitating conversation and having fun with the Sega Saturn and getting the word out there that the Saturn is still alive and well and awesome in 2024. So thank you to everyone for any support you give us.
And thanks to Wiener Bob and Malenko for your super chat.
Thank you very much.
Donations.
Love you all. Love you all for supporting the show. Definitely get in the Discord community. Let's talk. Let's see what your opinions are. If you like Final Fantasy VIII or not. I want to see the opinions. I mean,
it's aight. I like 9. I'm just a huge sucker for 9, and I love that Coca-Cola commercial that they premiered it with. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the one where they're like running on the rooftops. It's like very Japanese.
Okay.
Very Japanese.
I love Final Fantasy 9. It's one of my favorites. But yeah, 8 is like weird for me, but maybe not for everybody else.
8's story was just too nuts.
It was pretty nuts.
Yeah, sorry.
Nuts. But maybe it's one of those things that I feel like lately, and again, this is like getting into the weeds. I feel like lately there's like a revisionist history thing going on where people are starting to realize that 7 wasn't all that. And then and some people are coming around to 8 now, when for years people have said that 8 sucked, So it's kind of like the tables
still on that train. I still cannot see what people like the story of 9. I can't see people play. Sorry, 8. I can't see people playing 7, be like, oh, what a fantastic story, and then booting up 8 and being like, yeah, this also is a good story. Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
See, I love the cyberpunk like dystopian kind of thing with 7, and I kind of like playing the old PlayStation version where everybody's like a really blocky, because it also speaks to like that early like nascent period in PlayStation development where like PlayStation didn't look that much. It was like on par with Saturn, like in terms of like they really like squeezed that console for all it was worth with the Gran Turismo series and other games like I don't know, the Vagrant story or whatever. But yeah. So anyway, I like Final Fantasy VII, but it might just be rose tinted glasses.
Dude, I'm liking this Discord though. Like we have like people on both sides. FF8's a great story. I don't know what the heck you're talking about. Gun swords are I see Blinko said gun swords are stupid, fight me. There's a lot of fun argument here. I'm glad that we found some Discord.
But the music in 7 is amazing. The music in 7 is amazing.
Hey, I'll give 8 this. Its music's pretty damn good. So Aweda does not disappoint.
But we need to let Dan go have dinner. And
yeah, sorry about that, Dan.
I have Chinese to order.
Yeah, Chinese to order. You're gonna get the little pancakes. You're gonna get the little
pancakes. I don't know nothing about pancakes.
No, you said Mugu Gai Pan. What's the one with the little flat pancakes that you Mushu pork? I'm thinking. With the pancakes. Anyway, okay.
Get some crab ragu. All I'm saying.
This has been Saturn Dave, Trinico, and Danthrax. Reminding you
must play
Sega Saturn.
Sega Saturn.
We'll see you on the Sega side.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.
What?